Never did I think I'd make a video talking about how Russia was invading another country. Today, we talk about the possibility of World War III, what is going on with cryptocurrency, what is going on with the stock market right now, breaking it all down right here in this video. Let's go, baby. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. If you've never watched one of my videos before, well, welcome to the only YouTube channel that actually talks about what's really going on in the market and with stocks. We don't talk about $1,000 price targets on AMC. We talk about reality, my friend. And today, there's a lot of reality happening in the real world. Not in the metaverse, but in the real world. I posted last night that China would come out on Russia's side at the end of this all, that China would side with Russia. And well, would you look at that? The news today that China is refusing to call Russia's attack on Ukraine an invasion. This morning, news breaking that Russian forces are invading Ukraine on the early morning on Thursday. So we're going to war, or I guess Russia's going to war with Ukraine, or I guess everybody's kind of calling it different things right now. Is it an invasion? Is it military exercise? You know, I think at the end of the day, when you go across another country's border and you start blowing up things and you start rolling tanks into their country and all that, it's a war, right? Like we're in a battle at this point. But let's talk about what's going on with the market right now. So overnight, futures got totally decimated and destroyed. But look at what is going on right now. This is mind-blowing. The SPY bouncing back from the 410 area right now all the way up here to 418. And what's interesting is we had a little bit, I would say, a little bit of support. People were probably looking for a little bit deeper of a dip down to this area, maybe that 400 flat, 406 area there would have been kind of ideal in terms of the bounce. But what happens is you start to get front running. People start buying the dip before it gets all the way down there to the support area because people are anticipating a bounce. And that's exactly what happened today. That 410 area on the SPY holding right now and pushing back up, filling the gap. That's one thing to think about here as well. There's obviously a massive gap. The market gapped down massively overnight. I mean, that's almost a 3% drop overnight there with futures. The market this morning down there at the 410 level. When the market opened, we rallied back, which is amazing because look at this. Basically rallied back almost 2%, which is a massive move for the overall market to bounce back like that. But obviously we had that big gap down. So the question is now, does the overall market just fill this gap and then we start to head back down? I think it really comes down to what happens today. I guess we're going to have the president of the United States talking at 12:30 about the invasion, about the possibility of a war, things like that. So the SPY bouncing back. Also, look at the Qs right now. Wow, again, the overall tech market, the overall NASDAQ, the tech market booming. Look at this, from the 318 area up there to 333. If you were trading TQQ this morning, you could have gotten, look at this move right now, guys. You could have gotten almost a 12% move here buying the dip on TQQ this morning. I talk about this one a lot in my videos. If you're, really looking to leverage, you're looking to trade, you got a big idea for a trade, you think the market's going to rally, you think tech's going to rally, well, TQQ is always a good one to look at because it's a 2 times ETF following the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ goes up 2%, well, then this one just goes up. I think it's either 2%, it's either 2 times or 3 times. I think it's one or the other. It definitely, I think it might be triple actually, because if this is up 12, yeah, it might be actually a 3 times ETF there. So TQQ, definitely always keep this one on your watch list. I talked about Microsoft yesterday. Look at the dip on Microsoft this morning. From the 270 level, you got to bounce up almost 6% there on Microsoft, which is mind-blowing. Talk about this one being strong, one of my dip buys that I was looking to be buying here on Microsoft. I did not buy the dip this morning. I was kind of waiting to see where we're going to head. I still think there's opportunity for the market to head lower just with the overall idea, what's going on. And we'll see what happens with the talk later from the president and things like that. But Microsoft, definitely one that I'm keeping a very close eye on. I would love to be buying Microsoft down here at the 260 level. Not sure we're going to get all the way down there, but we'll look for it and we'll be patient and wait. I don't want to just go and jump in when I don't really know exactly what's going to happen with everything in the market right now. But, you know, that's kind of trading sometimes. Sometimes you miss out on the exact bottom, but we look for the trend and we look for the action. Still, Microsoft in a downward trend, so I don't think there's like a huge rush here until it really breaks out, gets back above 300. You still got lots of upside potential there on Microsoft if the market does go back to all-time highs. Also, AMC this morning bouncing off of that $15 level. This one, you know, we've always been talking about this one for a hot minute. Definitely the AMC bouncing off this $15 level, something that we've talked about before. You've got that support there at the $15 right now. Interesting to see this one bounce it back. The movies, baby. The movies are going to benefit from World War III because everyone's going to want to go and watch the movie about the World War III that's happening in the World War III at the time. So, something to definitely keep an eye on. Also, Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin this morning rallying back like a beast, like a bat out of hell. This is market cap Bitcoin, USD. So you can see Bitcoin bouncing right now off of this downward, or you can see Bitcoin bouncing off of this channel right now. You can see right there off of that $34,000 level. Again, like I said before, what this comes down to is it's called front running, and the idea that Bitcoin didn't dip all the way down to the support area. People start to see buying coming in. They race in. They create support, a new support area at that support, you know, previous support, maybe a little bit higher. So it'll be interesting to see again, you know, where we head from here. Is this kind of the higher low at this level? We talked about this before, you know, being a low at the 32. Now we've got this kind of higher low at the 34, 36 area. Is it possibility that Bitcoin kind of does and then rockets back up to this upward trend line in the channel there, back to 72,000 or higher, and then really kind of being the next high being that $100,000 level? And you can see the upside potential here is about a 100% move on Bitcoin. I've been buying the dip in cryptocurrency the last few days, or I guess in the last 24 hours when Bitcoin dropped massively. If you look here on the hourly chart, you can see Bitcoin dropping pretty much from this level here down to this was almost like 11% drop, but the altcoins just got murdered. I ended up buying some more Solana. They're off of that $80 level, buying Solana. Solana's still in a overall downward trend, but I think, you know, pretty much between $80 and this level here, $60 to $80 is a pretty good buy level there on Solana. Behind my head right now, but you guys get the idea. Previous area of support resistance there at the $60 level, and that's what we're watching right there on Solana. So definitely loading up on this one as well. So Bitcoin, Solana. So still there's a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty. We'll find out what happens when Biden talks later, and we'll get a better idea of where the market wants to go after that talk. We've seen in the past, you know, things like this happen where you get this massive amount of selling, you get a massive dip of fear, and then you get a rally back, and by the end of the year, no one even remembers that there ever was a Ukraine and Russia issue. So that's the question. In 6 months from now, do we look back and laugh like, wow, we should have bought more of the dip? The $1 million question. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are we going to World War III, or are we just ready for another big rally in the stock market? I'll talk to you guys later on.